If you've ever been to a doctor's office, senior center, or community event in Hawaii, chances are you've seen Generations magazine. But have you ever wondered how it got started? For decades, Generations magazine has been one of Hawaii's most trusted resources for kupuna and their families. Today, we're sharing the story behind it. Welcome to the Advisor Podcast. We're real estate wealth advisors here in Hawaii, and our mission is simple: to create plans to build, protect, and pass on wealth through real estate. We believe in providing you with the information and options you need to make a good decision. Today, we're our guest, Percy Ihara. Thanks for joining.
Oh, thank you, Andy, for inviting me.
Yeah. So Percy here is a dedicated reverse mortgage specialist with C2 Financial and is a certified senior advisor, boasting over 38 years of mortgage industry experience. For the past 24 years, he is focused on educating seniors, legal experts, and financial professionals on aging-in-place strategies and reverse mortgages. A passionate advocate for the senior community, Percy is a former publisher of the award-winning Generations magazine and creator of its annual Aging-in-Place workshop. He holds the certification for long-term care designation and maintains active roles with the Financial Planning Association of Hawaii, the Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society, and the Hawaii Fall Prevention Consortium. Through his work with the nonprofit Akamai Seniors and his educational media programming on Olelo, Percy continues to empower Hawaii seniors with the resources and knowledge to navigate the challenges of aging and living well. So, Percy, what got you into the aging space?
Well, I've been in finance for a long time. In 2002, a friend of mine said, "You know what a reverse mortgage is?" I go, "I've heard about it. I've been to a workshop, but I did my research. I'm a researcher. I'm a studier. And when I saw the demographic in 2002 of the aging baby boomers coming up and their parents, they're called the greatest generation, I took a leap of faith into the reverse mortgage space. And the rest is history. 25 years later, I'm still in the business.
Wow. So what was the need or maybe the gap or problem that you saw that you said, I want to get into that space?
That's a good question. I bring this up all the time so everybody understands where I come from. Just imagine I was your age and I'm my age. And so I was only 42. I'm sitting in front of a 60, 70, 80-year-old person and trying to place the reverse mortgage and how it would fit in their life. But I knew nothing about their life. I knew nothing about retirement planning. I had a 401k, but I didn't know anything much about Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, 1031 exchanges, fall prevention, elder abuse. So I created a TV show, early times, back in 2000s, on public access television, Olelo. And we did about 70 different topics on aging. So how I learned was I would bring in different experts in the field like you are today. And that's how I learned about aging. And the rest is history. I'm one of the leading senior advocates in the state. I was talking to my doctor this morning before I came here about all different things about long-term care. And so it just took off, and I love working with seniors. As you know, I was close to my parents, and I'm a senior now. I'm 66.
Is that considered a senior?
Yeah, my doctor said it was. Once you reach the age of 65.
Okay.
You're supposed to say, "You look really good, Uncle Percy."
Yeah. You look really good.
Thank you. People always say that.
Yeah. I'm sure your wife tells you that a lot.
Absolutely. I can hear her now. She does.
So you were also the founder of Generations magazine.
Yeah. So in 2007, this guy came up and did a magazine. Heard about a magazine called Generations, and it was a commercial rag magazine, I call it, where you read it and throw it away. So I found out about it, and I became his consultant. He paid me to be his consultant about aging things, and he literally did nothing that I asked him to do, advised him to do, until the last issue. After the last issue, he said, "I'm going to shut it down." I said, "You're going to shut it down?" Aging became, by the end of 2009, aging became a little bit bigger. We started with the Elderhood Project on KHON with Kirk Matthews, who was a good friend of mine. He was my first cover story. And we started bringing out all these aging topics in the media. And in 2010, when I made 50, I approached the owner. I said, I'll help you run it. Don't pay me, but we need to change it and make it into a resource magazine. So he goes, "No, you go do what you want to do with it." So I kept the Generations magazine name, so I didn't create that. but I created the resource type. And we're the only magazine in the country that does print magazine. I did radio for many years, which I'll bring back by the end of the year or next year, webinars, and senior workshops, like the Aging in Place event coming up on August 1st, which you'll be there.
Yes,
and you'll be speaking.
I will be.
I'll be listening to you, Randy.
Awesome. So yeah, if you guys want to come check out the Aging in Place workshop, Ala Moana Hotel.
Yeah, you just got to Google Aging in Place or Generations Magazine. It'll pop up immediately. And there's a whole spread of workshops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great resource for anyone out there looking for themselves or for their parents.
Exactly right.
And resources on that.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So what inspired you to start that, or turn it into a resource for the seniors?
So by about 2007, when the magazine first started, his name was Kini Popo, I had already had 5 years of counseling seniors. And I ran into so many situations where people had questions about, want to know about this, want to know about that. And so, I want to be able to find solutions and resources for them. So I started digging around the state and the town. That's why we did a TV show on Olelo back in 2003 or 4 it was. And so I started contacting all the different resources around town. And of course, you want to find people that are experts and people that are not going to sell you something. So I really had to self-educate myself and kind of vet the professional that I was in front of me. And so we just created that magazine because people wanted to read stories. They wanted to read not about ads and things like that, but wanted to read stories and learn from people. That's why we created a workshop, because we want to be in front of people. There's nothing that people on the mainland can do we can't do here. Right? I don't like people calling the mainland for help for Medicare or mortgages or whatever. They can do everything here. And you want to be in front of that person. And seniors are a big prey. So many scams against seniors today. It's ridiculous. So we try to give trusted people in front of them, have people that are respectful and honest, and that's why I got those designations: the Certified Senior Advisor and a certificate in long-term care planning.
Maybe can you share a time where you've seen the magazine and Generations really help a local kupuna?
That's a good question, because when I first started in 2010, it was around town, but in 2010, we weren't really seriously talking about senior issues yet. But about, I would say 2013, 14, it really became eye-opening that people with dementia, Alzheimer's, long-term care, Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security became bigger topics. We were talking more about senior issues around there, not only on social media, but really in the newspaper and TV and events around town. And I think that's when it really took off, because many people that have started with me didn't see any interest. People weren't that interested, but when it hit the fan like 2014, 15, our workshops became very vital. Our workshop, we started maybe 300, 400 people there, 500 people, and now 1,800 people show up at the workshop. And it's really, really crowded. It's one of the best resources, as you know, for seniors around town. So now everybody's talking about senior stuff. I deal with a lot of my own clients, my own peers, my fraternity brothers from UH, guys I play softball, golf with. Every meeting, every golf outing, sports, like yesterday, we played Sunday. People ask questions: what doctor did you go to? And by the way, what kind of therapy did you go to? And I got a call this morning saying, "Oh, I want to call you, but my husband has dementia. I need to know what to do." So all this is kind of percolated for years, and now it's prevalent. Almost everybody, as you know, your parents or grandparents are going to start dealing with aging things, or your neighbors, or your clients. So you want to be that resource. And once you get information under your belt, now you become a resource. And you're providing really good information for the community, which like this radio show and podcast does.
What would you recommend someone who maybe has a problem in that senior aging world that doesn't know what to do or where to start? What would you tell them?
They call me. I'm your one call. If I don't know the answer, I can get you the answer. But the State Office on Aging, they revamped their website. It was around for many years, back in 2000, but it was never really quite functional. It didn't have a lot of updated information, or they didn't update it for many, many years. Up until about a year, 2 years ago, it's called HawaiiADRC.com. ADRC stands for Aging and Disability Resource Center. And so that website has a lot of information. Also, I highly recommend people read the Generations magazine. And if they can go online, read the Generations808.com website. It has all the past issues of every magazine we've done since the first one we did with Kirk Masters in 2010. They go on a search bar, any issue they have, they can type in elder abuse or Medicare or reverse mortgages or real estate and put in a search bar. And all the articles that were in that are there. All the past radio shows that I've done hundreds and hundreds of topics on aging. One of my favorite ones was about sleep. How important sleep is as you get older. It's very interesting. We had a neurologist. We've had geriatricians on there. So the website has a great amount of resources. We encourage people to be active and engaged. Senior clubs, senior centers are all on there. The locations, times they meet, phone numbers, everything is on there. So that's the best thing to do is just go to generations808.com or call me up.
Yeah, it sounds like everything they would need, they can be found there.
I can't say everything, but a lot of stuff there, more than most people think. And that's the thing, Randy, we all have to be advocates for our friends and neighbors and clients because they all need support. And one of the biggest things we found out in 2010, which is still a problem today, we did a survey in 2010, the Office on Aging did. And the number one thing they found out from their survey was they didn't know where to go for information. Number two, they didn't know the difference between Medicare and Medicaid. And that was number two. And so if we don't know where to go or who to call, how would we know this? Who do we trust? So that's why we modeled our magazine after the Hawaiʻi ADRC website. And then we added all our radio shows, TV shows. As you know, we're very involved in almost anything, active aging, fall prevention, dementia care. It's everything that we're all going to have to start thinking about. Just imagine in about 15, 20 years, there'll be more people over the age of 50 than under the age of 50. Because the young people are having less kids and older people are living longer. So that's why the demographic of baby boomers coming up is going to weigh heavily on our community, let alone with dementia and long-term care and caregiving. And the younger people are going to have to deal with that, but they're having less kids. So that's why the numbers are growing, the 15 over demographic. It's a pretty scary thought to think about, but it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. We see the numbers already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's kind of switch gears. I know that you've been doing reverse mortgages the last 24 years.
24 years going on 25,
24 years, yeah. What got you into that space?
I had a good friend of mine, I played a lot of softball at Bank of Hawaiʻi. He told me, you know what reverse mortgage is, right? I said, I kind of heard about it. Went to a class, and after 2 hours out of the class, we walked out of the class going, what was that? When your mortgage background, you think, okay, 30 year, 15 year, you pay it down, da-da-da. Reverse mortgage, just opposite. You don't make any mortgage payments because retirees are on a fixed income. And so I took a leap of faith and I got educated and I became one of the top producers in the country. And I continue to educate myself. And now we're seeing the reverse mortgage, basically it's a line of credit. We have $1 million home. You bought it for $100,000. Now it's worth $1 million, $2 million. You have all this equity built up. So it's a line of credit they can use to take out to pay for care, pay for the grandchildren, pay for schooling, pay to fix the house up, renovate. But the most important thing today is most of the people today are using that line of credit, let it sit there, we call it a standby line of credit, and they use it to pay for long-term care. Because at some point down the road, we're all going to need some form of care. And so it's really important. If you live long enough, you're going to run out of your funds. And most of us today only live on Social Security. They stopped pensions 30, 40 years ago. There's very few people that have pensions anymore. So they have retirement fund, 401k, and this and that. But if you live long enough, you may run out of money. So what else do you have left over is your home equity. So they can take out a home equity loan out of Bank of Hawaiʻi, First Hawaiian, American Savings, Central Pacific, or the credit union, or take out the reverse mortgage line of credit. So that's what I've been doing most of my time, the 24 years, educating the public about the differences, why it's important, and to dispel a lot of miscommunication, misunderstandings about the reverse mortgage. Because I can guarantee you go out today and talk to 10 of your friends, you know what a reverse mortgage? Oh, Randy, don't do that. My friend said, my yard man said it's not good. And it happens to this day. So I try to educate them what it is and what it's not. I typically train financial advisors, attorneys, CPAs, realtors about the uses of the reverse mortgage and why it's important to understand, because home equity is going to be a big factor as we get older in life.
So who's a reverse mortgage built for and who is it not for?
Good question. People ask me, one person asked me the other day, so people that have pension, because if they have pension, they're pretty good financially set most of the time, not all the time. And a lot of time they could afford buying long-term care insurance. Mm-hmm. It's for people that need money or want money. People that need money, they got to pay for medication. They have cancer. Some of these prescription drugs are very, very expensive. They need to fix the house up. They got to make a second floor. They have to put a lift or elevator in the house. My son's getting married. We want to help them pay for their wedding. They want to travel more. People that want money, they want to enjoy life, or they don't have kids, or all the kids have their own home already. So they said, "Oh, my kids said, mom, dad, you go enjoy yourself." So they take out a line of credit to start traveling more, try and stay healthy. And you'd be surprised. You go ask your friends, ask your auntie out for dinner, and they will always decline you. Do you know why?
Why?
Because they don't have money to take you out for dinner. See, old style is you go to somebody's house, you always take something with you, right? My neighbors, they're all 80s, 90s. My wife will cook something for them. 3 hours later, they bring over something to give us. It's reciprocation. So that's why a lot of times they don't take invitations because they don't have funds to do that, or they have a hearing issue, or they have a vision issue, or they don't drive. As you get older, unfortunately, that's part of life. Like I have a T-shirt, I might wear it to Aging in Place workshop that says, "Aging is not for sissies." Have you seen that before?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
That's why I'm trying to lose weight, because I gained weight since I got that shirt 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I got that shirt. And it's a little tight now, so hopefully I can lose weight by then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of speaking of it like a line of credit, essentially.
That's exactly what it is.
So if that's the case, then I guess why would someone do that versus like a home equity line of credit or other things like that?
Good question. So when you retire, you're on a fixed income. And like I was talking to my friend yesterday, the couple said, whenever you pass away, how is your wife going to be able to survive living on to hire the 2 Social Securities? Can she afford to make the maintenance fee? Can she afford to fix the house up? So it comes to become a cash flow issue. And a lot of times people don't plan this out. I was talking to the doctor this morning. I said, your advisor didn't talk to you about long-term care insurance because he's not an advisor. He's an investment advisor. He's not a long-term care. He's not a financial advisor, because we're all going to need some form of care. AARP came out with a study 16 years ago in 2010 saying 80% of women are going to need some form of care. And men, it's a 70% chance of needing some form of care. That's about 3 years. So I tell couples when they get older, be nice to your wife, because most times she'll outlive you. And so she'll take care of you. She'll be pushing a wheelchair. So that's really important. Then when the husband passes away, what's mom's life going to be like? Look at it from a financial point of view. Can she stay in this big house? Can she afford a maintenance fee? And that's a big thing with condominiums, as you know. Maintenance fees are going through the roof. Insurance is going through the roof. So it's a really big issue that people need to understand. It's hard to think 3-5 years down the road, but you have to. That's why I do long-term care planning, because all my clients stay with me to the day they die. And like I said, before they die, they need some form of care. So I'm a local expert on financing long-term care, but different care options, the level of care, the cost of care, all the different venues around town, retirement facilities I've been to. And it's really important to understand things are going to happen in life. So try and do a plan now while you still have your capacity. Your wife is still around, that we can plan it out, because something's going to happen. We don't live perfect lives. And so something's going to happen. So if you got it planned out, you kind of have an idea what to do. Because I get calls every week from people who are panicking, didn't know what to do. I got a text this morning from this lady. She wanted to meet with me, but she has to deal with her husband has dementia this morning. I guess he's been a little verbally abusive. So I said, I talked to you last week. Let's get together as soon as possible, and I'll counsel you on how to plan that out, because you're talking about people's lives here. These are game-changing, life-changing events that's going to happen in people's life, and people spend more time planning a vacation to Vegas than they do planning their long-term care planning, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know that. So, but it's something we're all going to face, and caregiving is going to be the biggest financial problem and social problem this century, because the cost of care, we're one of the highest in the country. We live longer than anybody in the country. Hawaii is the oldest state in the country. We live longer in Hawaii than any place else.
Really? Do you know what the age is?
Average, depending on who you talk to, is about 82, 83 for women. Men, it's about 79, 80.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, University of Hawaii did a study in 2012. Japanese living in Hawaii and Japan, Chinese living in Hawaii and China, Filipino, and they all live longer in Hawaii.
Wow.
Specifically Oahu. And you know why? Why? We didn't know. So University of Hawaii did a presentation to the Capitol, the politicians. Number one reason why, on Oahu especially, we're only 10, 15, 20 minutes from a hospital. So heart attack, cancer, you can visit the doctor faster, easier. Even though we have a 450, 500 doctor shortage in Hawaii, but we see the doctor more. We do see the doctor. Now with online, now we're educating people that they have the kids help you out. So you can reach a doctor faster, especially for emergencies. That's one of the major reasons why. Because you think the Philippines, China, whatever, you got a long way to go to drive, right? Not going to see them that often. Whereas Hawaii, we do. I thought the clients, they visit them every month, every other month. Because now they can do it online.
Yeah.
I just did my first one last month. It's very easy. As long as you got Zoom. Very, very easy. Then we don't have to drive.
Yeah.
Just, oh, how are you, Mr. Ihara? How are you doing? Hi, doctor. How are you doing? Very easy. So people got to embrace technology, but also be a senior advocate for your own parents. At some point, your parents will get older or something may happen, and you're right there. So be their advocate.
Yeah, we should all do that for our family, our friends, or
all your
neighbors.
Clients.
Yeah, everyone.
It's a good referral too, because now you can refer out, like I refer out my car guy who does home visits to fix your Toyota, Lexus, Honda. Refer my dentist, my personal trainer, all the different things you can refer out, but people that we trust. Don't go online, don't go look in a newspaper or whatever. People that personal referral that you trust.
What's like the biggest gap in the senior community that you wish people knew about, and what would your recommendation be to them?
The biggest thing is, I'm 66 now. All my peers, my classmates that went to mid-pack like you, we're all have dealt with our parents' caregiving, and now they're starting to plan out their lives. And that's really, I'm a big planner in life. If something happens, we know what to do. So I'm starting to do it with my life and my wife and my son, because something's going to happen down the road, and we want to be able to plan for long-term care. I did buy long-term care insurance. You're too young for that, but we have a really great plan. But a lot of people do not. 90% of people don't have long-term care insurance policy. And about 80% don't even plan. I know, but I get the calls. Something happened, My client yesterday finally find out. I went to physical therapy this morning. And her parents, I said, how often do you see your parents? Well, every other month. That's kind of strange. How old are they? Oh, mid-70s. They must have a medical issue, right? How'd you know that? Because you don't visit a parent every other month. But they have medical issues. So he has Parkinson's. And the mother has knee problems. That's why they see him so often. So understanding what people's lives are like and be able to provide a solution. So I told him, come to the Aging in Place workshop.
Yeah, I think we see that a lot in the clients that we deal with, that they're not ready when life happens, when accidents happen, when things go wrong. They're not prepared for that, right? And to their defense, they don't want to think about those things. They don't want to think about your wife passing away, your husband passing away, whatever it may be. But we have a saying that we like to plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Absolutely.
And at least you're ready when it does happen, because we don't want our clients and people to make decisions in a few days or a few weeks when they could have spent years digesting and thinking about it and doing the research to be able to make those.
Well, you guys are doing a good job with regards to 1031 exchange and separating assets, and because the kids, but we got to get the kids involved. Their kid, if they can, if they trust them, if they understand, because it's not a thing you do overnight. It's hard for them to think like that, but you have to think that way, because things are going to happen, like you said. So we can be prepared, and that's why these podcasts are really great. Hopefully, if you like the podcast, if you hear what you like what you hear, pass it on to friends, because it's so important. Information is really key. Resources is really key to live a better life. If you look at my license plate, you saw my license plate says?
What does it say? Live well.
That's my motto. Call my voicemail, live well. Look at my email, live well. That's what I want people to do. Because we want to. I don't know about you, but I deal with a lot of bad situations. Health situations, financial situations, abuse situations, and it's very sad out there. So we want to provide and get them to live a better quality of life. That's really what it's about.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If people want to reach out to you, how do they find you?
They can Google me, Percy Ihara, or call me. You can get my phone number in there.
Yeah, we can throw it in the description.
808-234-3117. A lot of people email me.
Okay.
Or look online. My website is hawaiireversemortgages.com. And I have videos on there. My TV shows on there right now. And soon I'll do a podcast. Blog. I'm not photogenic like you to do a podcast. Not yet, at least. And then you saw my stomach, Randy, so you got to go from here up. But anyway, yeah, just reach out to me. I'm their one call. If I know the answer, I can get you the answer. I'll get you a trusted referral. So I do a lot of follow-up. I'm on a call all day long. It's helping families to strive to live a better life and live well, And you're my call for real estate, as you guys know.
Yeah, so we'll put in the description Percy's information as well as the information to Generations Magazine, as well as the Aging in Place workshop that we got coming up. So we hope to see you guys there.
Live well.